Good afternoon, class. We're now in week 2 of our class, and I hope you're all enjoying the class so far. This week, we're going to go over the week 3 quiz. So you should always watch these Zoom recordings before you take your week 3 or before you take your weekly quizzes. And so you're going to have a week 3 quiz, a week 5 quiz, and a week 7 quiz. So be on the lookout for those future quizzes, and then after week 7 you'll be done with all your grammar quizzes. So without further ado, does anyone have any questions so far? No? Okay, so I'm going to start reviewing and sharing my screen, and we're going to go over the week 3 quiz. Let's see, there we go. And so today I'm going to go over the week 2 forum, time management, week 3 quiz prep, week 3 forum prep, and then week 3 assignment prep, what is a narrative essay. So those are going to be the topics of today's lecture. So here we go. So for the week 2 forum, which we're all doing right now, you're all doing a really good job in talking about how do I save time so that I can have time to go to school, have time to be with my family, and have time to do my job all at the same time. So the purpose of the week 2 forum is to learn time management tips and time management study skills so that you can achieve study success. So what time management tips do you have for other students? Which of these time management tips do you follow and why? So for week 2 forum, know how you're spending your time. Stick to a daily schedule. Prioritize your tasks. Tackle the most difficult task first. Set reasonable time limits. Learn when to say no. Avoid multitasking. So those are some of the time management tips that you can offer other students in the week 2 forum. All right, and then for the week 2 assignment outline. So basically you're going to write your thesis statement, and then you're going to write your 3 body paragraphs. And so a narrative essay is a story about your life. You tell a story from your life that teaches a life lesson. And so you're going to write a story with a moral. So that's going to be your essay 1. You make a claim with backups with backup stories from your life. So that would be here. So the most common topic for the narrative essay is I became a nurse, teacher, dental hygienist, whatever, because reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. So this whole sentence is your main idea sentence. In other words, your thesis statement states the main idea of your essay. And then this sentence will be the last sentence of the first paragraph and the first sentence of the last paragraph. Then these 3 reasons of your thesis statement will then become the topic sentence of your body paragraphs. Then when you have your conclusion, you're going to rewrite the first sentence and then summarize the essay in 5 sentences. So this is called a 5-paragraph essay structure. When you have a thesis statement and 3 matching topic sentences, that's known as the 5-paragraph essay structure. So you can Google that for more examples. And then week 3 forum, what you're going to do is we will play a food game so that you could practice descriptive language. So here, this is what you're going to write. You're going to write a first post by Wednesday, and then everyone else is going to guess what your food is. So this is what you're going to write. People put tomato sauce and cheese on me. I am thin, round, and flat. I am made of bread dough. I am delicious to eat. I am thin. I come from Italy. The cooks toss me in the air to thin me out. They sell a lot of me in this store. What am I? In other words, then you have to write, what am I? And then when you post it to students, you're going to try to guess what other people's foods are. So you use descriptive language to have others guess your favorite food. You appeal to all 5 senses of touch, taste, smell, hearing, and visual. So then here are some examples. Oh, I didn't write in examples of. So that's going to be your first post. So this first food forum post will be due on Wednesday of week 3. So week 3 and 4, that's actually what you're going to be doing. For week 3 and 4, you're going to be playing this food game. So in week 3, you're going to write the narrative, a short narrative descriptive of your food post. and then in week 4 you're going to make it longer. I'll talk more about that later. So week 3 and 4 is going to be the food game, where you're going to practice descriptive language. And so is everybody good on all of that? Yeah? Okay, so let's hop into the week 3 quiz. So in the week 3 quiz, we're going to study the difference between an adjective versus an adverb. So an adjective modifies a noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. A verb is an action or a state. An adverb modifies a verb. Words ending in ly are adverbs. John rode his horse slowly. Slowly is an adverb that modifies the verb rode. Rodney drove his car too rapidly. Rapidly is an adverb that modifies the verb drive. Every time you see a word in ly, that's an adverb. Adverbs can be anywhere in the sentence. So adverbs can be like the first word of the sentence. Rapidly, Rodney drove his car. Or an adverb can be at the beginning of a sentence or the middle of a sentence. Rodney rapidly drove his car. And an adverb can come at the end of the sentence. Rodney drove his car rapidly. So here you have rapidly at the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of the sentence, and at the end of the sentence. However, if you have an adjective modifies a noun. An adjective usually comes before the noun. And therefore, in English, we cannot have the adjective coming after the noun. Jack is rider slow. Now, in some languages like Spanish, you can say that. But in English, you cannot say Rodney is a driver fast. So in English, the adjective always usually comes before the noun. There is an exception. So John is a slow rider. So slow is the adjective, modifying what kind of driver Rodney is. John is. Rodney is a fast driver. So fast is the adjective that modifies the noun driver. Now, the exception to the rule is adjectives can come after the noun to be. Rodney is smart. So here the adjective smart modifies Rodney, but it comes after the noun. So only when you have subject plus be verb plus adjective can the adjective come after the noun. Otherwise, the adjective always comes before the noun. The smart man walks down the street. Here is the normal place where adjectives are. In other words, before the noun, except when it's in subject, be verb, adjective. So here, subject, be verb, adjective is the exception to the rule. Clark is tall. Tall is the adjective that modifies Clark. So here I am going to ask you a question. It is, not yet. The handsome, handsomely man dresses handsomely in a fancy suit. So which one do we use? Handsome or handsomely in the first one? Anybody? Veronica?
Handsome.
Handsome, yes, because here handsome is the adjective that modifies man. Dresses, handsome or handsomely? Modifying the verb this time. How is he dressing?
Handsomely.
Handsomely. So when we're modifying the verb, then it's ly, ly, and then when we're modifying the noun, there is no ly. So always the dead giveaway of an adverb is always the ly. Not all adverbs have an ly, but when the word does have an ly, it is always an adverb. I was paid handsomely for my job. So the first thing you have to look for is what is being modified. And then you can write in the right word. So what's being modified here? It's usually the word that's closest to the adjective or adverb is what's being modified. So what's being modified here? I was paid handsome or handsomely for my job?
I was paid handsomely.
Handsomely, yes, because here paid is the verb, handsomely is the adverb that modifies the verb handsomely. And another thing is handsome is an adjective, and unless you have he was tall, or something like that, handsome has to always come before a noun. Therefore, handsomely is an adverb that modifies how well I was paid. Robert snored loudly. Is loudly an adjective or an adverb? Anybody? Sasha. Is loudly an adjective or an adverb? Veronica. And I don't know who iPhone is. Bernstein, you're no longer, now I see your name. I'm not gonna, so somebody else that's named after their gadget. Okay, so is it loudly an adjective or an adverb?
It's an
Yep, you are
adjective.
Loudly, is it modifying Robert as being loudly, or is it modifying how he snores? So here, whenever you have an ly word, we always know it's an adverb because it's modifying how loudly Robert is snoring. So here, this is an adverb. So always an adverb modifies a verb, and it ends in ly. So most words that end in ly is an adjective, is an adverb. Oh, good afternoon, Sasha. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was tending to my baby.
Oh, I bet the baby's really cute, huh? And he's not gonna remember today, that's for sure. So I'm not sure where this came from. Does anyone know where this came from? This line just appeared like that. I guess somebody was playing with their, does anyone know? No? It just suddenly appeared. Anyway, so does everyone understand the difference between an adjective and an adverb? So, Sasha, what's the difference between an adjective and an adverb?
I think the adverb is, it's like an adverb when it's, like if it was, because he snored loudly, it's an adverb.
Uh-huh.
Because it's describing how he snored, not him.
Correct, yes. And what part of speech is snored? Is it a subject or a verb?
A verb.
A verb. So therefore, an adverb modifies the verb snored. So adverbs modify verbs, while adjectives modify nouns. So that's the difference between an adjective and an adverb. Is everybody clear on that? So do I need to go over this again? I can go over it again if it's not clear. Okay, I'll take the silence to mean you got it. All right, so the next chapter is going to be about object versus subject pronouns. So a pronoun is a noun that replaces another noun. An object pronoun is a noun used as an object. Object pronouns are located after the verb. So us, him, her, them, you, me, it are all object pronouns. John gave me money. So me comes after. In other words, who did John give the money to? He gave the money to me. So I'm the object. So here you have gave, and it comes after the verb, the money, or you can say John gave the money to me. Both are the same, okay? If I say John gave me the money, John gave me the money, or John gave the money to me. That's all the same. All right, it's still an object pronoun because the pronoun comes after the verb. John gave him the money. John gave them the money. John gave you the money. Or John gave the money to you. John gave the money to her. John gave the money to him. So always we use an object pronoun after the verb because it's used as an object. Anything that comes after a verb is an object. So when we do sentence structure, you have subject, John, then you have the verb, gave, and everything else is an object. So when anything that comes after the verb is the object. So therefore, that's why it's called an object pronoun. Subject pronoun. A subject pronoun is a pronoun used as a subject. Subject pronouns are located before the verb. So my friend and me went to the party. Well, that's not correct. See how the Grammarly wants to correct it for you, see? So therefore, when you have an object pronoun, it always comes after the verb. So we always use me after the verb. Therefore, we use the subject pronoun like I, he, she, they, we, you, it, all comes before the noun. My friend and I went to the party. So we don't say my friend and me went to the party. You would say my friend and I went to the party because I is a subject pronoun, and therefore it comes before the verb. Hence the expression, hence the name, subject pronoun. She is a great dancer. She is a subject pronoun that comes before the verb. We don't say her is a great dancer. I gave her all my money. So her is an object pronoun that comes after the verb. We don't say her gave all my money. And so she is the subject pronoun, gave is the verb, us is the object pronoun, well, it's indirect object, and then money is the object. And so she gave us money. So here's an example of your quiz. She gave us money. Is she an object or subject pronoun? Bernstein, is she an object or subject pronoun?
Subject pronoun.
What?
A subject pronoun.
Subject pronoun. Excellent. What about us? Is us a subject or object pronoun? Kayla. Veronica. Anyone? Is us. Us, yes, it's an object pronoun because it comes after the verb. So us is an object pronoun because it comes after the verb. The apples spoiled due to the humid weather. What pronoun would replace apples? So here the pronoun they, because there's more than one apple. So therefore they spoiled due to the humid weather. How come we don't use them? Why can't we say them spoiled due to the humid weather? Why is that wrong? Why do we have to use they instead of them? Spoiled due to the humid weather. Anybody? Okay, so we don't say them because them is an object pronoun that comes after the verb. And so therefore we use a subject pronoun. So let's go over what is a subject pronoun again? I don't remember. So if you can't remember, I, he, she, they, we, you, it. And therefore you've got to remember these are all subject pronouns. They all come before the verb. And then here with object pronouns, us, him, her, them, you, me, it. These pronouns always come after the verb. So that's a very important rule for you to remember. That it can come either way. You can say I gave it to John, or it is easy to do. So it can come either before the noun or before the verb or after the verb. You can also come before the verb or after the verb. So when you have you and it, you don't have to fix anything. It's all the same. It's only us, him, her, them, and I, he, she, they. It's only the first and we. Yeah, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 that gets changed. You and it stays the same. So if I were to switch this out and say me, you, there we go. Now it's similar. So if I were to say, let's see, where was I? So the correct answer is they spoiled due to the humid weather. John sent Jimmy on an errand. What pronoun would replace Jimmy? So do we say him or he? John sent him or he on the errand. Anyone?
Him.
Him. Because John sent him, because him is an object pronoun that comes after the verb. And so when a pronoun comes after the verb, it is known as an object pronoun. Okay, so is everyone clear on this? What is the difference between a subject and object pronoun?
The object pronoun comes after the verb.
And what about the subject pronoun?
It comes before the verb.
Name for me all the subject pronouns without looking at your paper.
I, he, she, they, we, you, it.
Yes. Now name for me all the object pronouns without looking at your paper.
He,
No.
him,
Object.
Or-
Object.
um,
Us is one of them.
us, you, it,
Right? That goes for both of them.
them,
Them, me, yes, that's correct. So you and it's always the same. And so here, so are we clear on adjective versus adverbs and subject versus object pronouns? Is that clear? Yeah? Okay, let's go on to possessive pronouns. A possessive pronoun shows possession. In other words, who owns that object? His, hers, theirs, ours, yours, its, mine, you, my, his, her, their, your, it. This is my book. This is mine. This is his book. This is his. This is your book. This is yours. John's neighbor is blind. This is his braille book. The dog's tail wagged. The dog wagged its tail. This book is his. So the dog wagged its or its tail. So here the answer is not apostrophe S, because here apostrophe S stands for it's a nice day. So if you see apostrophe S, then that means it's the contraction for it is. So a lot of people confuse the contraction. When we have possessive pronouns, we have no apostrophes. There's no apostrophes in any of these when we have a possessive pronoun. When we put apostrophe there, that means it's some kind of contraction, like it is, he is. All right, so this book is yours or yours, and plus there's no such thing as yours is or your is for that matter. So therefore the answer is always, when you have a possessive pronoun, there's no apostrophe S, so the book is yours. The mayor said that the task of cutting the budget was not hers, or hers. So once again, when you have possessive pronouns, no apostrophes anywhere. So then it becomes hers. So let's go back and look at what do they look like again? What's a possessive pronoun? His, hers, theirs, ours, yours, it, mine, you. Do you see any apostrophes there? No. My, his, her, their, yours, its. Does the its have any apostrophe there? No. So that you got to memorize that. And remember, that's how we write a possessive pronoun. And because it means something totally different. The book of his is boring. Once again, there's an apostrophe there. That means he is. So we don't say the book he is boring. So therefore the correct answer is his. Because he apostrophe S is a contraction which stands for he is. Okay? Everyone get it so far? This is all like second grade English. Remember teaching, you probably taught this to your kid when she was in second grade. Do you remember doing this to your kid at second grade? Wow, I don't know who's got that. You probably means you have more than one gadget on. There. So here, there is a possessive pronoun. This there is shows location. It is a preposition. So here you have a possessive pronoun versus a preposition. So there is a pronoun used as a possessive. This car is theirs. This is their car. There is a car in the garage. So remember, a preposition always shows time and place and location. So there is a car. There is the preposition. Is the verb. A car is a subject. So here is the only time when you use a there formation that the subject of the sentence comes after the verb. Normally the subject of the sentence comes before the verb. So this is the exception to the rules when we use there. But we don't put in, okay, we don't say something like this. That's wrong, okay? We don't say there is a car, okay? Instead, we want to say, there is a car. There is a car in the garage. Their car is red, so that's correct. We don't say there is a car in the garage. We don't say there's a car in the garage. We want to say theirs in this one. When we want to show place and location, we always use THERE. And when we want to show possession, we want to see, this is Grammarly. Grammarly wants to correct it for you, you see. So that's why I got the free version of Grammarly. If you got the free version of Grammarly, it's going to underline what's wrong, and then you click on it, oh wow, suddenly it's correct. So that's why it's worth your time to get the free version of Grammarly. There's a car. So he's, she's, it's, theirs, your, their. These are all contractions of to be. So he's, he is, she's, she is, it's, it is, there is, you are. It's not your. Okay, so people confuse you and you are. Okay, so let's see. You are. So that comes out to you are. And it's not your. And this one is they are, and it's not there, and it's not your. Okay, those are the things that people confuse. Okay, you are is not your. Is everybody clear on the differences about possessive pronouns? Yes. Okay. Demonstrative pronouns. A demonstrative pronoun means that you want to demonstrate to someone where something is. So if I want to say, and this book means that this book is near me, okay? Near and singular. If I want to say, that book, it's far away from me, so I'm pointing to that person is really stupid. So you're pointing to that person that's far away from you, and I have nothing to do with that person. So therefore, you're making something far away. So this means something close to you, while that means something far from you, and it's one thing. These books, that means these books is the plural form of this. Those books are the plural form of that. So therefore, these stands for something close to you, but plural, and those stands for something far away from you, but the plural form of that. So this is this book, that book, these books, those books. We cannot say their house is old. We say this house is old. We cannot say that their beer is stale. You have to say that beer is stale. You cannot say them shoes are smelly. Because why can't we say them shoes? We actually went over this. It's a difference between subject and object pronouns. Why can't we say them shoes are smelly? Where do object pronouns appear? Are object pronouns before the verb or after the verb? After the verb. So here you have it before the verb. It's simply incorrect. So we have to remember we don't say them shoes because them is an object pronoun that's supposed to come somewhere here. So here, or you can say correctly, those shoes are smelly, these shoes are smelly, those shoes are smelly, or they are smelly. So those are correct. Does everyone understand the difference between, understand the usage of demonstrative pronouns? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to go on to comparatives. A comparative is when we compare two things, and only two things. John is smarter than Jan. Jan is taller than Steve. John is more intelligent than Jan. Now, when we have a word that's one syllable, smart, tall, that's all one syllable. Therefore, we say smarter than, taller than. If the word is more than one syllable, like intelligent, then we have to say more intelligent than or less intelligent than, okay? So that's how we would, and all of this has to do with a comparative. We don't say more better, okay? There is no such formation as more better in English. So Jack is better at math than Steve. Jack is less better at math than Steve. So there is no such word formation as less better because that doesn't exist in English. Steve is more intelligent than Jack. Jack is less intelligent than Steve. So all of these comparisons involve two people or two things. So here is a question from your quiz. The stranger or strangest of the two pictures featured an owl with 3 eyes. So if we're just comparing two things, which one is it, stranger or strangest? Anybody? We haven't done the est one yet, so this makes it a very easy question. We've only done the Remember, ER stands for comparative. So anything with an ER, smarter, taller, means we're just doing two things. Therefore, since we're comparing two pictures, therefore the answer is stranger. The stranger of the two pictures featured an owl with 3 eyes because we're comparing two pictures. Now, if we're going to compare more than two things, then it's called a superlative. So here when we have a comparing more than two things, such as comparing a person with a group of people. John is the smartest student in the class. Jack is the dumbest student in the class. So here when we use one syllable word, we just say smartest or dumbest. If we're going to use more than one syllable, like pretty, then we say the Eiffel Tower is the prettiest monument in the world. Jack is the least intelligent student in the class. Robert is the most intelligent student in the class. So all of these are superlatives because we're comparing Jack, Robert, and the Eiffel Tower to more than two things. So Jack is being compared to an entire school. So is there more than two people in a school? Well, yeah, of course. So therefore, it becomes a superlative. So therefore, a comparative is when we compare two things and only two things, and we use ER, and we use more than and less than. And a superlative is when you compare more than two things, and we don't say less and more, we say least and most. So everything is EST, ost, east. Everything looks like ST. That's the thing about superlatives. ST, and then here least and most all have an ST there. So an antecedent. So does everyone understand the difference between a superlative and a comparative? Everybody got that? Okay.
Yeah.
An antecedent. So antecedent is a noun that the pronoun replaces, and the antecedent always agrees with the pronoun. A pronoun always agrees with its antecedent. So pronouns and antecedents should agree in gender or number. So you have to remember this for the quiz. So Jack is a smart man. So Jack is the antecedent. He is the pronoun, and he replaces Jack. So whatever the word that the pronoun replaces, that's called the antecedent. So here the antecedent, the pronoun agrees in gender. So you can't say Janet because Janet would be she. And if I say Jack and Janet, then it would be they. So therefore, a pronoun always agrees in gender and number. So that's something you got to remember for the quiz. Jack and Jill went up the hill. They walked a lot. So here, they is the pronoun. Jack and Jill are the plural antecedents for which the pronoun has to agree with. So just like you have subject-verb agreement, plural antecedent takes a plural pronoun, and therefore it takes they. After a comparative, you have a subject pronoun. So Veli plays better piano than I, because Veli plays better piano than I do. So you cannot say Veli plays better piano than me. So Veli plays better piano than I do. Jack plays worse golf than John and Jack. So therefore Jack plays worse golf than they do. Jack plays worse golf than they. Jack plays worse golf than them. So that's not correct. So when you have a comparative, you always have to have a subject pronoun over here, okay? Not an object pronoun. So John plays worse golf than they. John plays worse golf than they do. So here is from your quiz, your piano performance proved you practiced more than they did. Is the pronoun in this sentence a subject or object pronoun? They. Which one is it? Is it a subject or object pronoun? Anybody? Caleb. It's a subject pronoun, yes, because we studied that He, she, they, we, I are all subject pronouns, while object pronouns are him, her, them, us, and we. And by the way, on the quiz, this is not going to be there. It's going to just look like this, okay? So if you think, well, all I have to do is just look that up. No, you have to actually remember what is a subject pronoun and what is an object pronoun. Let's see if I can make this come back for the next group of students. So now it's like magic, right? No, it's okay. So that's it, all right? So that's it for the week 3 quiz review, grammar review. Now we're going to do the practice, okay? Here you have nobody's going to help you on this. Your piano, we just did this one, so this is easy. Your piano performance proved that you practiced more than they. Is the pronoun in this sentence an object or a subject pronoun? A and B. Which is the correct answer?
A.
A. We could not have asked for A or B. Teacher, A. Which of the following is true about pronoun and antecedent agreement? A, B, or C?
B.
B. Pronouns should agree in gender or number. William took his classes very blank and studied several hours a day. So which adjective or adverb completes the sentence? Serious or seriously?
A.
No. Seriously. Every time you see the word very, that's a dead giveaway that we're talking about how seriously did he take his classes. So it modifies the verb took. So that means William took his classes very seriously. The clothes that Laura gave my sister and me were too small. Is the pronoun in this sentence an object pronoun or a subject pronoun? So first of all, which word is the pronoun? You got to find it. Which word in this sentence is a pronoun? First you got to figure out what's the pronoun, then you got to figure out is it a subject or object pronoun. So what's the pronoun in this sentence?
My?
That's a possessive pronoun.
Oh, so me.
Me, yes. So therefore, is it an object pronoun or a subject pronoun? Me.
Object.
Object pronoun. Yes. Does everyone get it? Okay. So here, blank 2 movies are about life in early New England. Which is the correct answer? A or B?
B.
B. Those 2 movies. As the little boy blank snuggled the tiny kitten, the kitten purred. Which adjective or adverb completes the sentence? Is it gentle or gently?
B.
B, yes, because as the little boy gently snuggled and the tiny kitten, the kitten purred. If you want to say, as the gentle little boy snuggled the kitten, okay, so then you could have gentle, okay? Gentle always comes before the noun. So therefore, it's got to be, remember, when I said the adverb, an adverb can go anywhere in the sentence. I could say gently, the little boy snuggled the tiny kitten. I could say the little boy snuggled the tiny kitten gently. Or I can say the little boy gently snuggled the tiny kitten. So remember that when you have an adverb, it can come anywhere in the sentence. How about this one? Tara told the blank jokes I've ever heard. Which adjective or adverb completes the sentence? Is it most clever or more clever?
Most clever.
Most clever. Why is it? Is this a superlative or a comparative?
Superlative.
Superlative, because there's more than 2 jokes in the world. That's right. If I say more clever, then it becomes a comparative, and I would say John is more clever than Jack. So more clever is a comparative that only does 2 things. Most clever means you versus the rest of the world. Okay, number 9. Is it that there or that? A or B? Which is the correct answer?
B.
B. B. We don't say
Wait.
that there.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's that. Okay. Jack entered that dog in an obedience contest. So
It's
Bernard,
because it said, I got confused because it said, Jack answered that dog is in an obedience contest.
oh, okay, you thought it was there is an, yeah.
It's like,
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we don't say that there. So there are some people in my family who do talk like that, but they're from Houston. What part? And I'm not kidding. They also speak Chinese with a Southern accent as well. And in China, there is no American Southern accent. So it's like when people move about to immigrate, they create their own accents. So this is what happened in my family. Anyway, what part of speech is there? Is it a noun, an adjective, or a pronoun? Bernstein, is that a noun, an adjective, or a pronoun? There.
A pronoun.
Pronoun. Excellent. And then Kayla, he knocked on the door. What part of speech is the underlined term in this sentence? Is he a pronoun, a noun, or a verb? And I could tell you that two of these answers can be correct, but one is more correct than the other. That's the hint.
Noun?
Yeah, that's sort of correct, but which one is more correct? Even more correct than noun. Which one is more correct? And that becomes the correct answer.
Pronoun?
Pronoun. It also means that whoever wrote this quiz question, if you're going to write a quiz, you need answers that are very distinct from each other so people don't have the choice of A or B. Otherwise, I'm going to have students saying, but it is a noun technically. So then I got to give the point. If you're going to become a teacher, you want distinct answers. Like you're going to write something like object or something like that. That is very distinct. Pronoun, object, verb. Three distinct things. And that is, so whoever wrote this, so if you become a teacher, we do not write similar, that two things can be the same. Okay, so that makes it not a very good quiz question. And you could tell I didn't write the quiz question. Okay, he leave them or those keys out on the coffee table, which is the correct pronoun? Or which is the correct answer actually? Leave them keys, leave those keys out. So it's a demonstrative pronoun. Are those seats theirs, theirs, theirs?
B.
B. So remember that there's no, and this should not be there. Wow. I must have been teaching and I forgot to take that away. Okay, so there, theirs, and theirs. Is it them two movies or those two movies? Anyone? Those two movies. Excellent. Is it, I discovered that my car had somehow lost its rear license mirror, license plate. What is the correct possessive pronoun for this sentence? Is it its, or its?
B.
B. The apple spoiled due to the humidity. What pronoun would best replace the noun apples? They, their, or them? Nope, I was trying to erase the red line. I don't know where it came from. So anyway, so they spoiled due to the humidity because apples comes before the verb. Therefore, whatever replaces it has to be a subject pronoun. Okay, so therefore it would be they. Does everybody get it? Okay. What is the correct demonstrative pronoun in this sentence? This here map is out of date, or this map is out of date?
B.
B. This map is out of date. The stranger or the strangest of the two pictures featured an owl with three eyes. Somebody's very cute baby is talking.
Stranger.
Stranger. Okay. The stranger of the two pictures featured an owl with three eyes. So stranger, because we're talking about two pictures. And does anybody want? So this is the actual quiz. Okay. This is your actual quiz that we just went over. Does anyone want to go over it again? No. Okay. Now here I made extra. These are extra exercises that you could do. All the answers are here. Okay, I put the answers here. So you could do extra review here. These are not the quiz. Do you want to go over this in class or do you want to do this on your own? Going, gone. Okay, we're not going to do these extra quizzes. Silence means you've got it and you're ready to do more. So the writing process, so we're done with the quiz. So we're done with quiz review. That's it. So week 3 quiz. So if you're at home watching the recording, you could stop right here and go take your quiz. And then after you take your quiz, you can then take a break and then come back, and we're going to do the rest of the lecture. It's going to be about the writing process and about your essays. So in the writing process, the 3 stages of the writing process is pre-writing, writing, and rewriting. In pre-writing, you're trying to decide what you want to write about. You write your thesis statement, you write your outline. In writing, you write your essay and you transform your essay into a 5-paragraph essay rough draft. Then in rewriting, you're going to revise your essay. And so here for essay 1, week 2 is going to be pre-writing, week 4 is going to be writing, and week 6 is going to be your final draft, and you're going to do rewriting, week 5 and 6. So that's going to be pretty much 2, 4, and 6. And so here, has anyone done their week 2 outline yet? Have you done your week 2 writing assignment outline? Sasha has. Bernstein, have you done your outline yet? No. Okay. So when you write your outline, this is the pre-writing outline. And so the topic here, never take anybody. So this is a sample outline. So I'm going to do a sample one for you so you can follow how you do it. So the topic, that's the title of it, never take somebody for granted. My working thesis is to avoid taking a loved one for granted. One should give the loved one love, time, and appreciation. So here you have love, time, and appreciation will then become your 3 body paragraphs. One never knows how long anybody will live. Therefore, one should never take a loved one for granted. To avoid taking a loved one for granted, one should give them love, time, and appreciation. Therefore, then paragraph 2 becomes you give that person love. Paragraph 3, you give that person time, and you give that person appreciation. So love, time, and appreciation becomes paragraph 2, 3, and 4. Why did you choose this topic? My mother died this past March. So when I wrote this was in 2020. Actually, now my father died this past July. So I learned that you can never take your parents, whether it be your mother or your father, for granted. Because I used to take my mother for granted. She would call me and I would say, I don't have time, I'm doing my work. And then she would try to call again. And now I would give anything to hear my mother's voice or my father's voice again, because I used to take them for granted. So never take your loved ones for granted. And so when I wrote this, every day I wish I had given my mother more of my time, shown more of my appreciation, and shown more of my love for her. So what do you want to learn about this topic? I want to research how people can show more appreciation for their loved ones. What do you hope your audience takes away from your paper? And then you would say, I am hoping my audience will never have to live with the regret of not saying I love you enough to a loved one who has passed away. Now, in step 3, you're going to do a pre-writing. Pre-writing is when you just spend 10 minutes and you write whatever comes to your head. Mapping and clustering is when you draw a map where you put the central idea, main idea, in the central bubble, and then you put the 3 supporting ideas in the outer bubble. And so here you have, I chose to do, and this is mind mapping, okay? Appreciate loved ones. You give them love, time, and support. This is known as clustering. So you can just draw this for this, or you can do free writing. The doctor took out my mother's ventilation tube. The doctor said to my father, there is nothing more I can do for her. Say your piece. She will not last more than 1 hour without the ventilator. My father approached the bed and softly touched my mother's cheek. I had never seen my father look so devastated. I said to my mother, I love you. I am sorry for all the times I was too busy to talk to you on the phone. Please forgive me, Mom. Her last words were, I am so proud of you. I love you. She never finished her sentence as she slipped peacefully into God's arms. And so here, that is your 5, sentences, and then you write your thesis statement as the last sentence of the first paragraph. To avoid taking one's loved one for granted, one should give love, appreciation, and time while they are alive, because you don't know how long they have on earth. And then here, or you could do this, I became a nurse because reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. And if you can't think of the reasons, here are all the common reasons all other students have given. I want to be a role model for my children. I want a steady career with benefits. I love caring for people. I get a high level of job satisfaction from my job. I can choose from a variety of specialties. I can travel the world. As a nurse, I am in high demand. I have a flexible work, so you could choose or you can Google the advantages of being a. Other topics you can write about is a major turning point in my life was I started the Fortis College program because the role model or hero in my life is I became a teacher because 3 major life lessons in my life are the happiest days of my life. The happiest day of my life was going back to school is important to me because, or the most embarrassing moment of my life was, and then of course the life lesson that you learn from all of that. So here, those are the other topics you can write about. And I will give you this session, week 2 session, instructor session notes in your email. So be aware that that way you can study off of it for your quiz. And then this is your writing process. In week 2, we're doing pre-writing. Week 4, we're going to write the rough draft. Week 6, we're going to write the final draft. So from weeks 1 through 6, we're just going to work on this one essay. And then the week 6 is going to count as your midterm. So your week 6 final draft will count as the midterm for this class. And so that's it for this first half of the class. And so here you have more, and then for the week 3 forum, I gave some more examples of what other students have written. So someone's going to write a food post, and then they're going to say, are you a hot dog? Are you a hamburger? So that's what you're going to try to guess other people's posts and guess, is she writing about a hot dog? Is she writing about a hamburger? And you have to guess what it is that someone, so that's going to be your post to 2 students. And my students tell me that weeks 3 and 4 are the most fun forums out of the whole class. Because after week 4, we're going to start doing peer review forums in which we're going to peer review each other's papers. And so I'm going to go over, so next week, I'm going to go over what is a peer review forum, or what is peer review. So that's going to be next week's, and that's it for this. You're going to read through, and I'll let you read through all of this. In other words, parts of a body paragraph, parts of a conclusion paragraph, and that sort of thing. You should read through all of this to familiarize yourself. What is a introduction paragraph, which is the first paragraph of your essay? What is a conclusion paragraph? And that's going to be the different parts of a conclusion paragraph. So that is the end of today's lesson. Do you have any questions about today's lesson? No questions. So I think that you guys are going to do really, really well. Do you have
Can we take our week 3 quiz if we wanted to already?
Yeah. Have you already taken your week 3 quiz?
No, I'm gonna do it after this though.
Yes. So you can take your week 3 quiz anytime during week 3. Like you could do it right after this lecture if you want, while it's still fresh in your head. Okay. So yes, you can take the week 3 quiz in week 2. If it shows up on your dashboard, then go for it, and you can take the week 3 quiz as many times as you want. Okay, that's one of the new things about the classroom is they set it for unlimited, so you can take it over and over and over again until you get a good grade. So most people don't need to take it over and over again if they got a 100% on the practice quiz. So if you got a 100% on the practice quiz, you could just take it because the practice quiz is the same thing as the week 3 quiz. So do you have any questions? No. Okay, so that means that we're going to end this not end this chapter. So next week we're going to be going over what is a peer review lecture, or what is a peer review forum. So I'm going to end this for today, and I hope you all have a great week 2. Okay? All right.
Thank you.